This is Joe. I didn't even know about this one. Kind of slipped in under the radar. So Joe, starring Nicolas Cage and Ty Sheridan, in this very realistic and gritty drama about Nicolas Cage, who works for lumber companies, and Ty Sheridan plays this young man who starts looking up to Nicolas Cage due to his daddy issues at home. I went into this one with the impression that this was some of Nicolas Cage's better work. Some of the last movies I've seen of his, I've not really been a huge fan of. I thought Next was okay. Knowing wasn't all that good. Aside from like all like the numbers and all that, the rest of the movie was kind of boring. And Drive Angry, which I was not a fan of at all. So I'm always on the lookout for a quality Nicolas Cage. And was that it? I think so, at least. I'm gonna say this right now. There are definitely a few scenes between Ty Sheridan and his actual father in the movie, where like, I'm not gonna give too much away on it, but like broken home would be the appropriate term, and you really do feel for this kid in his situation at home. It's not an easy movie to sit through. I will say this right now. If you're someone that tends to get emotional while you're watching movies, or I even say depressed, I'm gonna say right now, you about a third of the way in, you're really gonna start feeling that way. But other than that, I think there's just quality to the director for being able to like relate this story of this kid who's trying to break away from what his home life is. And the movie is just showing you just how messed up that situation really is. Nicolas Cage by no means plays a perfect man in this movie. As a matter of fact, he's probably far from it as you could possibly imagine. But compared to this kid's father, he's a saint. Oh man, like I will say right now, there's a few scenes in this movie that are probably not going to resonate very well with people. Spoiler alert: if you are a massive dog lover, I recommend a certain part and you just stare around and like what happens. Aside from all that, I thought the dialogue was fairly well, despite the fact that I think the first 20-30 minutes of it was just so over the top in the base at some points. Like, there's I guess you can call him a villain in this movie. He's a bad guy. He's just an overall jerk in this movie, and he just acts weird and crazy for no reason. But I guess we could just call that, you can just call that as it is and just say he's on drugs. The movie itself is telling a story. Is obviously trying. It's a very story-driven story. It's a very setting-driven story. It's a very emotional movie. It's not whimsical. It doesn't exactly have like the picture perfect ending, but I will say, compared to what I've seen from Nicolas Cage in the past, I recommend giving this movie a shot. Again, I say if you're someone that becomes easily upsetted, or someone who becomes easily depressed, you might have to sit out about a little ways through and take a breather at least. But I thought it was kind of refreshing. The ending was a little more to be desired, but I really didn't mind it too much. As far as how I would grade this movie, I don't think I'd own it. I don't think I'd own it on DVD, but if we ever got together with some friends and they're like, hey, we're gonna go out and get a movie. Hey, you wanna go check out that movie? Check it out. So this is definitely rental-worthy material. I will say that if this is a sign of things to come from Cage, I think his career might bounce back a little bit. Let's not kid ourselves. He's not had a very stellar career in the past few years. Joe was made back in 2015, I believe. And I was surprised. I was very, very surprised. I recommend giving it a shot if you like movies that kind of produce emotions aside of like whimsical and cheerful, if you like movies that really can kind of get at your core and make you like really feel for like this kid and his situation, and even for Nicolas Cage, because you feel for him too, then I recommend you give it a shot. Anyway, anyone seen the movie? Let me know what you think. What do you think? Rental worthy, DVD worthy, trash bin worthy? Let me know what you think. Until next time, you all take it easy. And before I go, I'd like to issue a challenge to a Mr. Eric999. It's gonna happen. It's finally happening. I'm calling you out. I'm gonna give you a movie to review. And if you can do it, I want you to come back at me with your best shot for another review. The movie I've got for you is Equilibrium. That's right. One of my favorite Christian Bale movies. Dude, it's on. But until that time, I will catch you all later, and you all have a good one.